sold in stores all over the world. How about meet famous musicians and create educational videos while listening to great music? Today, we have the absolute pleasure to meet an aspiring young filmmaker who's been creating videos since the young age of 10. He currently works for a local television studio furthering his skills in the art of video production. The Humanities Communication Arts Department at Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, the show that introduces to you television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now, join our host, Graham Lawrence Taylor Williams.
Hello, I'm Graham Lawrence Taylor Williams. Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. These guests you are about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 3 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, the productions they are working on, and give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is an aspiring filmmaker who has a passion for film and movies. He spends his free time coming up with new ideas for short films and has made a documentary film about graffiti. We would like you to meet today's guest, Eric Davis.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on this program, Eric. Now, could you tell us what inspired you to start making movie films?
Well, Graham, fancy you should ask that. It all started when I was about 10 years old. My dad gave me his old Sony camcorder, and I had friends over almost every day making our own movies. We were big fans of Star Wars at the time, so we would play with our Star Wars lightsabers in the fields on the hot summer days.
Those halcyon days of summer.
My little brother was constantly the evil one, so my friends took him down.
You always make the little brother the villain.
Right. As I grew older, a lot of time we would fool around and do a lot of our own sketch comedy. We like to think of it as our own take on Saturday Night Live. In this particular scene, my friends and I decided to do a story of 2 guys arguing what they had done the night before. And we even did our own version of a Mentos commercial.
Those Mentos commercials always crack me up.
I decided I was going to take this seriously when I took part in a new pilot class my high school had called History in the Making. In the class, we divided into groups and created public service announcements and our very own documentary shorts. I made a documentary based on graffiti. It was called The Crime of Art. Our documentaries were shown at school in a student-run film festival. There were interviews and awards presented for the best films.
That was quite a turnout.
Yes, we had interviews with all the different characters in the films, as well as awards for the best film.
Did you win any of these awards?
Unfortunately, I didn't win best film, but I won best soundtrack. This is the best film here. And of course, our leader, Mr. Kyle Seberg. Shortly following the class, I applied for a job ad on Craigslist.com for help at a busy TV studio. And I'm now currently employed at Impact Studios in Norwalk. There, I edit videos such as the Rockhouse Method series and design various graphics for clients.
It's captivating. Now, could you tell us why it is that you decided to take the TV production course here at NCC?
Well, Graham, I decided to take the TV production course to further develop my skills with the camera, learn more techniques, as well as the new technology that's available nowadays. I want to learn new editing techniques as well.
Interesting. What are the most useful things you've learned in the TV1 class?
In the TV production class, I learned techniques such as rack focusing and framing, as well as editing. I'm new to the Avid system, and I learned how to use Avid properly, adding effects to my videos.
Yes, that's all very useful techniques there.
Yep.
Tell us about the productions that you created for this class, the Guns N' Hoses commercial, Fall Foliage, and the Campus Story.
Well, those were by far very fun projects. The Guns N' Hoses was my first real project on the Avid system. With this project, I learned how to create titles and add video effects. This was a fun project to do because it helped us learn the key elements in Avid editing. Added effects as slow motion and composition. The Fall Foliage project was an artistic project focusing on the season of fall. I used techniques such as rack focus and framing. I also put the Fall Foliage project in I made more of a cinematic look to it by putting it in 16:9. And they were wonderful color leaves. My campus story was fun to do as well. I used students that are in our class and around NCC to make a fictional story about a new kid who thought he was the coolest guy in town. Unfortunately, things didn't go too well for him, and he was rejected by a lot of people. You'll have to watch the entire video for yourself to find out what really happens.
Well, you know that actor in that film, Ryan Papola, he's one of my favorites.
He's a pretty funny character,
he's
that
terrific.
Ryan.
Now, I know you had one project that you felt was your best. Why don't you tell us about that a little bit?
Well, Graham, my favorite project to do, and the best project I think I did, was the New England Fall Foliage. The Fall Foliage project was by far my best work in class. I used all of my techniques, and I learned this semester to make an interesting video portraying the season of fall. Let's listen for a bit. Music from our library of soundtracks to add a certain mood to the video. It was quite a splendid day that day.
Very beautiful. I love especially how you were able to capture the squirrel in the tree.
Yes, the squirrel was by far.
Nice technique.
It was
now, after learning how to shoot and edit all these projects, what do you plan to create next?
Well, next on my list of things to do, I would like to start working on an independent movie. Perhaps a documentary. I actually have been wanting to redo my graffiti documentary for a long time. So maybe that, and focus on a subject that people are interested in. It would be very interesting.
That is wonderful. Thank you, Ryan, for spending time with us today. Eric. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of that beautiful young man, Ryan. I'm sorry.
Wonderful actor.
Well, this is awkward. Today we got to meet someone who loves the art of movie making and, oops, I'm so sorry, Eric. We would like to thank Eric for joining us today and sharing with us all the times. Eric, thank you.
Thanks again. Thank you for having me.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed meeting this future director of television. And we hope you will continue to join us each week as to watch our progress. Thank you, and good day. Real sorry about that. You know, it's
This has been The New Directors with your host, Graham Lawrence Taylor Williams, Ryan Badmama Jamma Papola, and I'm your announcer, Tanner Kenny. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.